We're moving to ordinance 23-23. Yancy, would you like to read that? Or you want us to explain it first? Charles, are you coming back?
All right, so
Okay,
for the record,
we'll just wait.
all right. Do you want me to read the title?
Yeah, you might, read it slowly.
This is ordinance number 23-23, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of real property designated as Block 806, Lot 11.01, on the tax map of the City of Englewood, commonly known as 47 Brook Avenue, Englewood, New Jersey, for stormwater management and flood mitigation.
Okay, we're going to, I guess, should I explain this, or should we, okay, should I explain the ordinance? Okay, I'm very, very happy about this. I hope most of you will be positive about this as well. We are acquiring a piece of property that is definitely has flooding, major flooding issues, and the city is going to be using it, working with professors and engineers for flood mitigation. So it's going to affect the whole area around it. I'm hoping we could turn this into a park. We negotiated with the owner, and he was wonderful to deal with. So this is why we're purchasing this property. It will become city property. As I say, we haven't made a final determination as far as whether or not it'll be a park, a memorial park, but it is definitely going to be the focus of a lot of the flooding mitigation issues, and it's a very exciting project. So this is a public hearing. Once again, if you would like to comment on this, we need your name and address, and you have 3 minutes, so please come to the mic. What?
Just,
47 Brook.
On this?
it's just on this ordinance. the public
It's
comment.
just on this ordinance?
Yes.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
Diane Jansen, 589 Ridgeland Terrace. I think this is the best thing the city has done with respect to flooding. Thank you so much. We were fighting, so many residents were fighting the developer that had purchased this land and wanted to build 4 to 5 townhouses in an area where a fire truck couldn't even get down because it was too steep. And that area flooded that whole area, and thank you very much. And Councilwoman Marin, and City Council President Marin, I know you were very instrumental in doing this, and thank you very,
Thank you,
very
Diane.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rick Welby, Englewood, New Jersey. And before I talk about Brooke, I just want to thank Jack Silverman for the free honey. Thank you, Jack.
It's delicious, too.
And I'm going to try it out. Any chance that that house on Brook Street eventually will have a house put on it?
It is a vacant lot.
I know where it's at, but I'm saying, is there a possibility that we acquired it, maybe down the line we have another house that we need to move, and will a house end up on that lot?
To the best of my knowledge, there has been no discussion.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm going to close the public session.
I move that ordinance 2323 be adopted.
Do we, we have a second roll call?
Wait, I would just like to make a comment.
Sure.
Council President Marin, brought this issue to my attention last year, and I'm glad to see about a year's of work has come to fruition, that all the credit goes to her on this. We've talked about how challenged White Street is, and it was really wiped out during Hurricane Ida. Cars upside down, cars on top of each other. This is the street that feeds into White Street, so it's really going to be very helpful for flood mitigation in a very challenged area with regard to flooding.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yancy, roll call?
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
yes,
Council President Marin?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, the next ordinance is ordinance 23-24. Yancy, you want to read it?
This is an ordinance amending Chapter 25, Section 25-18, Schedule 10, and Section 25-20, Schedule 12 of the Traffic and Parking Ordinance of the Code of the City of Englewood for Honeck Street.
Okay, this is the Honeck Street ordinance. Once again, I'm opening up for a public hearing. Anyone that would like to comment on this ordinance, please come up to the microphone. Your name and your address.
Martha, sorry. Good evening, Martha Morales, Honeck Street. Thank you. Thank you for passing this ordinance. Thank you for giving me a basic right to have my street clean. Thank you to Deputy De La Rosa, to Council Cobb, Kevin Wilson, and for coming together and then seeing the necessity to have some basic rights to be taken care of. Mr. Hoffman, as well, thank you for addressing this. This is just the beginning on Honeck Street. I just want to let you know, Honeck Street is an overlay zone, so you have not seen anything from me yet.
That's good.
I understand that you're saying that we have control. Yes, that's what I want to believe that you're telling me. However, I do not have control of my neighbors. Like the same thing, I don't have control right now of my neighbors, but I had to fight this parking sweeper sign myself. So if I have to do it again, I will do it again. But I also want to know that I have you on my side, and that is, you know, it's a relief to know that at least somebody was listening after so many pleas. So thank you again, and it's just the beginning. Now we're gonna continue with Mary Street on the other side, and Banker Street, and just to see the necessity to keep our streets clean, that people come in from Route 4 and they only see is garbage. No, we need to change that. We need to say that, you know what, this is not a place where you're gonna come and you're gonna dump your garbage. We're business, we need to be in agreement with everybody working together, not against each other, or the business think that they have the upper hand over citizens. I understand that they generate income, but we are the core of a community, homeowners. So as long as we work together, and then we can go places. Thank you again.
Thank you. Yes, you want to come up? It's just on this Honeck Street ordinance.
Only on.
Yeah, we just have to get through a couple of other things. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to close the public session on the Honeck Street ordinance. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
I'll second.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Go ahead.
Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yes.
Council President Marin?
Yes. Okay, we have no first readings on ordinances. Now we're moving to public comment on agenda items. Those are the, you could see them, it's, according to what I have here, it's 254 to 266. A is 266A is an apple. Okay, so I'm opening the public part of the comment section. Anyone who wants to comment on any one of these resolutions, please come up to the mic. I need your name and your address. And you have 3 minutes.
I don't have an agenda. Can I get an agenda? Everybody something? I want to make a comment on something.
All right, I think I have another copy.
Oh, it is. I don't want to miss anything. I don't like to leave any stone unturned. resolution consent agenda?
Correct.
Let me see. Oh. I want to talk about 267, resolution to give me reparations in full. No, it's not on there, I'm just kidding.
I know. Thank you so much. Okay, is there anybody on the council that, before we do this, you want to table anything? Or okay, we're going to pull. Do we have to vote on pulling it?
No.
We have to?
No.
Okay, we're pulling 263, which is the authorizing a purchase of purchase, whatever it is. Three 2023 Dodge Durango Police AWD patrol vehicles. Okay, we're pulling that for now.
Is anyone, see
Okay,
if anyone else wants anything else pulled otherwise.
I did, but nobody said it. Is there anything
Just
else?
some explanations as we go.
Well, I was going to do them all at once, but you want to, you want us to do them individually?
No, but I think it's important that 265 080823 is announced or read out, so people understand that we're putting it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear, I'm sorry, 265 and
Okay,
what else?
265-08-08-23, authorizing the schedule of special council meetings for the remainder of 2023. What that has to do with is our work sessions. We changed the time from
We
7
added
to 7:30.
We added
Because
dates.
several members of our council found it difficult to start at 7. So we'll be starting at 7:30, and those will be on Zoom.
The special meetings.
I believe it's 264,
It's 265.
265.
264 took away
Just
the
so people
7
don't show
PM
up
meetings,
early.
265 added special meetings.
Okay, I know, but he's
Yeah.
accepting everything, he just wanted an explanation. Okay, is there anything else before we,
No, that was good, just so people, the public
No, no,
knows
no,
not
I-
to come out
you're
early.
right.
Definitely.
I'm
We're
just
voting
fine,
on
that's it.
263 separately?
Okay, could,
Okay,
you want to talk about,
263.
So you can ask for a motion on every resolution except 263.
except 263? Okay, can I have a motion on
Make a
everything?
motion.
Okay, Kevin made the motion, second? Anyone second?
I said,
You can't be
Councilman
late.
Cobb, second.
Okay. All right, roll call.
Sorry, I need to write
Yancy?
this down. Sorry, I was writing down. Councilman Cobb?
yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
yes,
Council President Marin?
Yes. Now, we're going to number two. Oh, you want to talk about it?
263.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk to him privately about it. Okay. Believe me, I know.
263.
Go ahead.
Microphones, please.
The last meeting, we bought four cars. I think the meeting before that, we bought 3. Now we're buying 3 again. So I want to know, and I think I asked Mr. Hoffman, he said he put something together about the fleet. And I remember when y'all bought those little Escorts, I believe that's what it is, or whatever.
Escort?
The
Escapes.
Escapes.
Yeah.
And I said, these are gonna be no good because you can't transport people or whatever. You're gonna be buying new vehicles shortly after, and I think we're there. We should take those Escapes and give those to the POs. So the PO, the lady that broke down there over there on Florence Street or something, if we're gonna get these other, Durangos or whatever we're gonna get, but I think I'd like to know what's the size of the fleet. I also know that we got approximately about 12 cars that are not functioning, so what do we do with that? What's the recourse to destroying or how something gets destroyed? What kind of report do we keep on all our vehicles? Because they are expensive. can't buy them every meeting, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. These are budgeted for, but you know what, there is an Excel spreadsheet that we keep, and you are correct. You asked about 12 vehicles. The new mechanics have made a dent in it, but I didn't close the loop with one of our mechanics to get the final count, so I will get that for the council. So thank you for reminding me.
Now, are we going to vote on this, or you want to? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
We
we're
need a-
talking about 263-08-08-23. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Let's go, Yancy.
I'm sorry, who was the second? Lisa?
Kevin.
Mr. Wilson.
Kevin? Oh, sorry, Lisa. Okay. Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yep.
Council President Marin?
Yes. Okay, we're now going to the non-consent agenda, 267-08-08-23. Nancy, you want to read that?
This is resolution setting forth reasons for the City Council's adoption of ordinance number 23-22, despite Planning Board determination of inconsistency with the master plan as required under NJSA 40:55D-62A.
Okay, thank you. Could we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, is any discussion?
Really, I have a discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Zabo, we might need you for this one, too.
Well, I think we need you.
Okay, yeah.
I'd like for us to respond to the planning board that whatever we'll take into consideration, their recommendations, but I think we need to respond to them,
Okay,
you know.
we can work something up.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have any comment?
Didn't have to come over there.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry, John, I didn't.
all right, roll call.
But we need to do that now, we can approve that and have that by the next meeting, our response
Sure.
to
Okay,
the planning board.
okay, roll call.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
No.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
yes,
Council President Marin?
Yes. Okay, I think we'd like some explanation for this one. This is 225-08-08-23, a resolution adopting a spending plan. Bob, you want to explain that?
This is part of our affordable housing obligation. This is something that was worked on by our group, but Mr. Zabel can give a more succinct explanation than I can.
The City of Englewood collects Affordable Housing Trust Fund fees through the building permitting process. And in order to spend those monies, you have to have under the code regulations, a spending plan to show how you meet the requirements of the affordable housing regulations. So and that needs to be approved by the court as part of the process, and that's per regulation.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Shouldn't we have put that in the title, affordable housing spending plan? Because if somebody just sees that,
I don't know, that's why I asked for the explanation.
Sorry, that's the way the attorney sent it over. That's how I kept it.
Can we put some, can we add that or whatever, if somebody sees this resolution?
Could we put it in
Bill, can we put
parentheses?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, it's not like an ordinance. You could do it.
Right, because I mean.
So you wanna
He's
call it-
absolutely right.
Yeah, you're not locked into the title.
Right, okay.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Oh, did we do the motion?
No.
Motion? Anybody?
So moved.
Second? Second, any? Thank you. Go ahead, Yancy, roll call.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
yes,
Council President Marin?
Yes. Okay, 226-08-08-23. Would you like to read that?
This is a resolution adopting Affordability Assistance Program Policies and Procedures Manual, Housing Rehabilitation Program Policies and Procedures Manual, Operating Manual for the Administration of Affordable Housing for Sales Units, in accordance with Uniform Housing Affordable Control Regulations and Operating Manual for the Administration of Affordable Housing for rental units in accordance with Uniform Housing Affordable Control Regulations.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Anyone want to say anything about this?
So what do we get, manuals? What, could you explain?
Yes, I could explain that. The manuals, you have an affordable housing program as it's stipulated in the housing. You have rehab, you have to be able to manage the rehab program. So this manual is required to demonstrate how you're gonna do the rehab program, who gets selected, how they get selected, what gets included in the rehabilitation, all of that. Same thing for sale. As the affordable housing units come up for sale or rental, you have to have guidelines on who gets those units, how do they get re-rented, resold. You know, the regulations require that you have a plan that shows.
I thought we
that
had to
you're-
hire
So
a,
who's gonna have this catalog? Who's gonna be responsible for maintaining this?
You're going to be your municipal housing liaison and your administrative agent that you're now
yeah, that's what
considering.
I thought. We voted to have an agent.
Right. the
Yeah,
administrative
we're
agent handles that.
soliciting proposals for that
Yeah,
now.
but I'm just saying, wouldn't
Yep.
they be the ones that would manage this?
Yes.
Okay.
But we can also put we can put these on our website once they're adopted.
Absolutely, they're
Yeah.
public documents,
Yeah.
of course.
So,
yeah.
so
Okay.
we'll put them on our website so everybody can
Terrific.
see them.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call?
Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yes.
Council President Marin?
Yes. Okay, 268-08-08-23. Nancy, you want to read that?
This is resolution endorsing the housing element, excuse me, and fair share plan adopted by the City Planning Board on April 27th, 2023, with a memorializing resolution adopted on July 27th, 2023.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second? Okay. Roll call, unless someone wants to speak on it. Okay, let's have a...
45-minute speech.
Let's have a roll call.
Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yes.
Council President Marin?
Yes. 269-08-08-23. Nancy, you want to read that?
This is a resolution authorizing the amendment to the Seagrave contract for fire apparatus, the pumper engine.
Okay, let's have a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Great.
We're
Uh,
going, Bob, this is where we're changing, Pierce?
No, Councilman, that we already did this for Pierce. We made that change, and the city was able to save money over the price increase that Seagraves had wanted. This is for the pumper truck. We tried to do the same thing where we looked for another manufacturer to see if we could get a pumper.
So we got a ladder and a pumper.
Right, these were ordered, both of them were supposed to come from Seagrave. Seagrave wanted a price increase because of
Yes.
supply chain issues and material costs.
well,
So
this anyway.
we were able to switch the ladder truck to Pierce, but we couldn't find another pumper truck, so we're gonna stay with Seagraves.
Can we get a report of all the vehicles we bought in 2023?
Sure. Yeah.
Police and fire department, see what our costs are, because if we can, I think that'll give us a good view of how we manage the budget next year.
Okay,
We got our expectations.
could we have a roll call on that?
Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yes.
Council President Marin?
Yes. 270-08-08-23. Yancy?
This is a resolution authorizing settlement of the matter of Charles Barnhart versus City of Englewood.
Okay, could we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? I second. Go ahead. Anyone want to question, comment? Roll call.
Councilman Cobb?
Yes.
Councilman Rosenzweig?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wasatski?
Yes.
Council President Marin?
Yes. We're going to table 271-08-08-23.
Just need a motion to table and a second, and
Okay, could I have a motion to table?
271.
Second.
all in
Okay.
favor?
All in favor? Great. Okay, now communications from the governing body. Mayor Wiles?
Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Yesterday, we enjoyed a ribbon cutting for a new place on East Palisade Avenue called Fat Choi, Asian, Kosher, and Vegan. Please check it out. Also, check out online, Englewood Health has a series of clinics, and our health department as well coming up. The schools are inviting us to many events, both public and private and parochial schools, as everybody's getting ready to go back to school in the end of the month. The Englewood Apprentice Program will be heralding the students and the businesses, the Bergen Family Center, this coming Friday. I heard from many residents on many issues this week, particularly Leonia, that is roadblocking Englewood residents on the way in and out if they don't have yellow badges in order to get through. The disturbing yellow badge was something that resonated with me, obviously for historical reasons.
Right.
And also the hysterics of commuters trying to go to and from. I sent the communication to the city manager. Tires being blown out, resumes, and emails, and some spots that need to be tightened up. McKay Classic on August 12th, that's Saturday, celebrating 50 years of hip-hop. Please go online if you're interested. Englewood Police is doing recruiting. Thank you to our finest. September 13th at Community Baptist Church. Englewood Pop Kids, I had a chance to sit with Janelle Johnston and the children for breakfast. I will be hosting them, God willing, next week in my home for a barbecue. This is a wonderful group of Englewood's children, and getting to know them was really special. Remember the 400 had a flag raising celebrating the legacy of the black community and the experience from Africa. It's an international organization from Canada, in the UK, in the United States. We had a flag raising this past week at the library. Again, we are sadly mourning the loss of John Kelly, a gentleman who I appointed to multiple boards, had multiple trusted positions in our city. We wish the family well as well. Cambridge Avenue had a block party, sizzling sidewalks, had some sizzle in our central business district. The New York Asian Film Festival in Fort Lee hosted many mayors and community leaders. The post office on Engle Street is still a shambles. No matter what we do, no matter how many emails, no matter how many messages we leave, it's going from bad to worse. The farmers market is doing a lot better, and we appreciate the patronage. Mr. Hoffman, we want to congratulate you on the one-year anniversary for a job well done. We hope you have the energy to keep going, because there's a lot of work to get done. On the home front, I would just like to give a special tiding to my own family. I became a grandfather for the 5th time last week to one Jordan Abraham, a new boy, a new citizen of this beautiful country, and I can't wait to take him up and down Palisade Avenue. But right now, he's getting to know his parents. Anyway, God bless, and enjoy the rest of the summer, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to reach me, feel free to find me or join us every Friday with Coffee at the Mayor, hosted by the library on their Zoom from 11 a.m. till I run out of runway. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Charles?
I'd just like to thank everybody who came out tonight. Obviously, you can see that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the city. And the only way we get these things done is working collaboratively together, but people paying attention, holding people accountable for where they live and what they want to do. People come out for their own purposes, as you see, and you know, it's always interesting. You can take that back, but I encourage you to participate. I encourage you to hold whatever decisions have been made tonight, to hold us accountable to making sure that they work for you. That's the most important thing, I believe. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through anything else, but as I said, the next step is that we want to start with the comprehensive planning for the city of Englewood for 2024. I think that that's important, and that should include all the residents of the city of Englewood. I did take notes about the bathrooms and all these other things, and hopefully we can get those things addressed through Mr. Hoffman. But I appreciate everybody's energy tonight, and let's keep that up, and this will make a better city if we all work together and work hard at it. We may not always agree, but the objective is to make this place better and work for all of us. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Dr. Rosenzweig?
Hi, thank you. I too echo my mourning for the loss of John Kelly. Also, at work, I lost a beloved colleague to what appears to be the tragedy of postpartum depression. The common denominator in the deaths were guns, and having a gun in the house. There are very few people left in the room, but maybe some people are watching on Zoom, or we'll catch up on this later. I know there was a rush of desire for gun ownership in the past couple of years, but the statistics show that a citizen who purchased a firearm, the person who's most likely to be harmed or killed by that firearm is the person or their family. So please be very cautious, and I would discourage people from buying firearms, because it just makes tragedies a split second happen. Can't prevent every tragedy, but it certainly accelerates it. And where I work at Mount Sinai, we're devastated with grief beyond just a horrible rending of our hearts. So good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, Karen. Lisa?
Councilwoman, do you have a report?
Yeah, just wish everybody a very happy summer, and I look forward to seeing everybody in September.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Kevin?
Yes, good evening. Thank you guys for sticking in there with us. Thank you for the ones that have come out. And I've heard you, I think we've heard you in regards to a bigger venue. And I'm sure that the council would love to have a bigger venue on a consistent basis. Just hard to figure out what the community's consistently interested in. And today was a beautiful turnout about the community, property owners that are concerned. And we can get this thing right if we all work together. So for those that are still watching and that are here, please don't stop coming out. Help us help you with transparency. I think it's very important that we share, and like I said earlier, I'm not here for myself, I'm here for you because I got voted in. So I think you guys are the catalyst of what we do, or what we should be doing. I want to send out a condolences to Mrs. Hooks and Minister Munir. They lost a loved one. Minister Munir lost his brother, Robert Eatman, and Mrs. Hooks, her son. So heartfelt condolences go out to you guys. And just stay safe and watch your surroundings. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. I too wanted to offer my condolences. That was a shock hearing about John Kelly, who was just a lovely person. Very, very upsetting. I'm very excited about passing the affordable housing. I really believe it was the right answer at the right time, and I look forward to watching the council do terrific things in the fourth phase and pushing the planning board to do a good job on that, on the revision of the, whatever you call it, plan. I'm still calling it the master plan for better. The other thing I wanted to say is several people made comments tonight about the recreation department not offering enough. It seems to me that we offer a tremendous number of programs. We certainly spend enough money doing it. So I would like to know more about that. It made no sense to me, and I would like to look into that. And and of course, the purchase of 47 Brook, wonderful for all of us. Anyway, thank you. Bob?
All right, thank you, Council President, and a very late good evening to everybody. Tonight, we had a lengthy agenda, and this is our only meeting that's scheduled for the month of August. I'm happy that there were several action items on the agenda, and I thank the council for their votes so that we could move forward with the actions, with the items that were on the consent agenda. One of those was, will allow us to make improvements to McKay Park, so we were able to order concrete so that we can put in a new playground and do some other improvements there. The council confirmed the order of a fire truck so that we can make sure we protect the health, welfare, and safety of all of our residents as well as the structures that they have. We've also located a high water rescue truck that we will be able to use in the future, and we're going to be beginning the digitization of records, which will make our city clerk very happy, and it will make it easier for us to provide records on a more timely basis. Tonight, we swore in 2 probationary fire officers, or firefighters, and we want to wish Mr. Lopez and Mr. Aparicio a long and successful career as they serve and protect the residents of our city. On a less than positive note, there's been a recent rash of vandalism and graffiti. So benches in some of our parks have been vandalized, and we've had to remove them or take them offline for a while. We've had graffiti sprayed on street signs and road safety signs, and then on a regular basis, our DPW and some of our support contractors have been removing graffiti from the Dean Street parking garage. There are cameras in the stairwells, and it appears that teenagers are responsible for the graffiti. We're not able to identify them, which is good, which means they haven't had that much interaction with, with our law enforcement agencies, but it's still wrong. We need to make sure that whoever's doing this stops doing it. So it's we all need to do something to help protect our property and our city property and make sure that it's not vandalized. So if you see property that's been vandalized, please report it so we can put it on the list so that we can make sure we fix it or clean it. If you see mailboxes, street signs, or traffic signs that have graffiti on them, please report it. We all need to work together to improve the quality of life in our public spaces. And then this weekend, our Recreation Department, as the mayor had mentioned before, will be hosting the McKay Classic Family Cookout. So some of the scheduled events include softball, basketball, and flag football games. There's swimming, there's other things that are going on. And then on a yearly basis, our Recreation Department offers over 80 different programs for everybody from children to seniors. So you can go ice skating in the rink, you can go swimming, there's summer camp, and then there's other senior activities. There's exercises in the park that Councilman Cobb has told me about, and he wants me to go participate. I'm not sure why, but so one of these days I will do that. So please look online and see if there are any programs that are of interest to you. And just thank you. As the mayor mentioned, I've celebrated my first anniversary here helping to serve the residents of Englewood, and it's gone fast, and it's been my pleasure to help serve. So thank you, and have a good rest of the summer.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Madam President, can I just say one thing
Sure.
about the court hearing? Ms. Jansen had mentioned this to me during the break, but just want to announce for everybody, the court appearance is February 23rd at 2 p.m. before Judge Farrington.
Well, August 23rd.
August 23rd. And, we can put the link on the website. Just keep in mind, it's not like a council meeting. That hearing gets run by the judge, and she decides who can participate, who can't, so just so we're clear, it's under her control, not us.
Okay, so,
You can put that out there, really out there on that website,
Yeah.
so everybody can see it,
Right.
and they can attend, or they can go over there.
She may not allow the public.
She may allow them to observe, but not participate.
but she will direct it, obviously. Okay, so we're going to close the meeting now. We are now opening up the public session. You could speak about anything you want. Please, once again, we need your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Amy Bullock, Howland Avenue. Teenagers running around committing vandalism. Perhaps a community center would help so that they have somewhere to be and engage in constructive activities. Can we get Liberty School back on the agenda for conversation? Now that we've passed this affordable housing ordinance, resolution, whatever it is, what are the plans to ensure that residents are not harassed or intimidated or bullied by overly aggressive developers? You can look up the name Josephine Wright in South Carolina, who right now is engaged in a court battle that celebrities are funding because developers are trying to push her out of her home that she's been in for generations. And while some of you may not understand that, that's part of the story of the African American community in this country. So I think since you've passed this resolution, you have an obligation to look into what you can do to protect us from overly aggressive developers. Chicago has something in place. Memphis has something in place. So I would respectfully request that you guys do your due diligence and figure out how you're going to manage that, because most of us are already getting postcards and text messages and phone calls. I'm sure some of you are as well. And I had one more thing, but my phone died with my notes in it. So now I don't remember what, oh, I know what it was. Did y'all just vote on a resolution saying that you're going to disregard the master plan, which is codified in the law? So are y'all like voting to break the law? Can, like, they explain that? Because isn't the master plan codified? And y'all just took a vote to say you're going to disregard the master plan that's codified into law? I'm just trying to understand. Maybe somebody could explain it.
Yeah, Rick Wilby, Englewood, New Jersey. Well, you know, I don't take notes on my phone, so I'm good to go. Needless to say, you know, my purpose here tonight is not to deliver the usual assault against the council. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Mr. Hoffman on the 1 year. I got to say something about Mr. Hoffman. I like to give credit where credit is due. Normally, I've seen some very low-life city managers here, and I got to say, Mr. Hoffman has done his job. Anybody that is willing and able to engage me and meet me on the corner, you know what I'm saying, Cobb? Meet me on the corner and actually try to say that, listen, I represent all the citizens of Englewood. Even a Rick Wilby could get a response from the city manager, and that's to be commended. Because, I mean, he doesn't do it, you know, absolutely. I mean, secondly, I didn't hear anybody say this. I want to give my condolences, you know, to the Lieutenant Governor, Sheila Oliver. I mean, the state of New Jersey lost the Lieutenant Governor. I want to congratulate Kevin Wilson for, you know, standing up for the 4th Ward. Nobody was here when the 4th Ward was being gentrified. You talk about the master plan. Michael Wiles, you talk about being offended by a yellow star. In 2023, black folks are still being gentrified and moved along by the master's plan. You understand? The master's plan has always been to rob black folks of anything that they had. And 1 William does not represent the aesthetics or the characteristics of the 4th Ward. EVO doesn't do it. Town Center doesn't either. My father came here back in the 70s as an illiterate immigrant from Jamaica. You understand? And even he could read between the lines and see what's going on right here. I definitely offered my condolences to Ken Rosenzweig. I couldn't imagine what it's like to lose my mother at such a young age. You know, that story resonates with me because somebody told me about my mother tonight. And I guess it's hard for sons. I see my son right now, he's a mommy's boy. So, I mean, I didn't know what it would feel like to lose I've been blessed enough to have her for 49 years. I'm being nice tonight because a friend of mine died, and I attended his graveside service, and, you know, I went to his shiva. So it's important for me to uplift him right now and at least be positive to everybody except for you, Judy. So have a good night.
Hi, Diane Jansen, 589 Ridgeland Terrace. Congratulations, Mr. Hoffman, on making it a year. And yes, you've done a great job. I don't always agree with the jobs, especially $80,000 for pickleball and out of the bond issue. But, you know, what can I say? Just trying to add a little levity here to something very sad. Thank you, Dr. Rosenzweig, for the public health message. Yes, let's keep guns out of homes. I thought of you because when I saw the doctor was an oncology, I knew that you must have been close, and I'm sorry about that. Between that and John Kelly, it's so important that we not promote guns nor promote the application of guns, etc. But I want to thank Mr. Cobb for saying, well, how are we going to positively move forward? And so I have issues with the way in which the affordable housing moved forward. Back in November 1st, when you passed the resolution to approve the settlement agreement, the resolution wasn't part of the online package. I opened it. I didn't get it initially. As I said, I found all this information circuitously, and you could have been, when you made that vote, open with the public, direct, to tell people what you were doing at that time. At that time. And it did go online, and you didn't let people know it was online. Even I, who had Oprah it, didn't know it was online until December, early December. So, that's an issue. And then when you go to a planning board meeting and you're a resident like myself and you're telling the planning board, hey, by the way, did you know that this was approved back on November 1? Did you know that this was online on the city website? And now you're just looking at the overlay? So it's disappointing. That's where my frustration comes out. I'm trying to, control that frustration because we have to go forward now. But I do believe that if we go forward to the judge, that we could say there were 300 people here, plus more outside, that really wanted a pause. And I think Mayor Huddle has it right there. Thank you.
Lucy Walker, still Washington Place, Englewood. To some of us, the phrase builder's remedy is a dog whistle, because for how many years have we lived under a builder's remedy? Seems like every single, and you know where they are, and they don't have affordable housing in them. We've been living under builder's remedy for an awful long time. I've been in my home for 42 years. Now, you were caught out there. Englewood was caught out there, okay? Are you going to be caught out there once we have all of these people? Do you realize our middle school is popping apart at the seams now? Right now, we have a swimming pool that should be pounded into the soil so that we can have more classroom space at our middle school. Our middle school does not have an auditorium. Most middle schools have an auditorium. Teacher for 30 years. The craziest time in a child's life is middle school. They need more outlets. My grandson just left the middle school, and he is so glad he hated it there. I understand why. That pool is only open 2 months out of the year. It's time for the board to stand up and say, we need the space. And that is going to be my recommendation to them. Get rid of the pool and build an auditorium and more classroom space. Another thing, right now, going north, there are very few crosswalks for children. Safe routes to school should be part of any master plan. I think you should start right now dealing with the infrastructure, not just the sewer system, but also how kids are going to get to school safely. More crosswalks, more crossing guards. Deal with the fact that you just made a deal that you have to plan for and not be caught out there again.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn. All in favor? Let's go. Thank you all for coming.
All right, Lisa, we're done. We adjourned.